welcome to Where We Knit. My name is Kristen and I'm coming to you from Minneapolis. And this is my little crafty corner on the interwebs where I share with you all about my knitting and all about my sewing and all about my favorite things. So let's get started. It is episode number 6 and I have 3 numbers I need to tell you about. And those 3 numbers are number 11, meaning it is 11 days until I move my first child to college. Be still, my heart. Okay. And then number 15. 15 more days until I go back to work. I'm a teacher during the school year and a knitter like crazy in the summer. And 15 days. Ladies and gents, it's coming to a close. And another number, which is number 200. In the classroom with small children, we do a silent cheer that looks like this. Silent cheer means that's amazing. 200 subscribers. Thank you. I'm doing this for fun. Like, this is bananas that 200 people would want to subscribe to this channel. I'm very humbled. Thank you very much. And I hope that you are enjoying the content that I bring to you each week. Now, I think in 15 days, it won't be each week, unfortunately. In 15 days, it will be probably once every 2 weeks. I mean, you know, what I learned is that working really cramps my style. See, I said the word working and like I got choked up a little bit. Anyway, today is all about the vibes of fall. Like, fall is here. If you live in Minneapolis and you're watching this, like, it is chilly, too chilly for me already. I mean, I like a little chill in the air, but like I still want to wear my summer knits. So they can back off a little bit on that chill and bring me a little bit more heat, and I'd be totally happy with that. Okay, let's talk about what I'm wearing today. This is my Florencia Tee. I love it. It's my second one. If you watch my previous episodes, I show my first one, which was made out of Ritual Dyes Undine. And that one's beautiful too. I love it. It's blue and I've shown it before, so I'm not going to show it again. This one is different. I made it a little bit roomier. The sleeves are a little bit longer. That's how I modified it. And I made it longer in the length of the body. The other one is really cropped. The pattern is written to be cropped. So I added a couple more of these like triangle motifs and I made it longer and I do really love it. This one is also different in the sense that I made it out of Knitting for Olive pure silk. It's the second garment that I've made out of pure silk. Love it. It feels so good. I think I can wear it into the fall. I'm going to show you how long I made it. Ooh, backing up. Today I'm wearing it just with some linen pants, but it is much longer. My other one is like really like not even, it's above my hips. And so I have to wear like well, you still have to wear something under it anyway, because it's kind of, it has these little holes, these little eyelets, but I do really love it. And this one just feels a little bit more work ready. It's not so short. And the other one I have to wear with high-waisted pants, but I also have to wear with like a longer kind of tank underneath it, which hangs out. It's a totally different look, but that's why I made it a second one, because I wanted, you know, a different look. Let's just jump right in and talk about what is in my fall knitting queue. I have a lot, and it's not including the samples and the things that I will make when I'm teaching a class here at Dandelion Fibers. So if you're new to my channel, I didn't mention at the very beginning 2 things I forgot to mention. Where We Knit is the name of my channel, And the reason why I call my channel Where We Knit is because I am just featuring all the different places around the Twin Cities or traveling or where do I knit. And the B-roll at the beginning is me knitting in the Minneapolis Sculpture Garden. And there is 2 really amazing sculpture. I mean, it's all amazing. There's little gardens, there's little fountains. If you visit Minneapolis, I highly recommend that you stop there. Parking is a little quirky, but it's worth the extra minute to find parking and to walk through. And if you're a knitter, bring your knits and to sit for a while and knit. There's 2 sort of iconic sculptures there. One is the Spoon and Cherry. And you'll see that here on the B-roll at the very beginning. And the other one is that electric blue, like I don't know the name of that blue, and the sculpture is called Cock. Now, I don't know why I feel so nasty saying the word cock. I mean, it's an animal, right? But anyhow, I do. So anyway, that you have to go see it. It is just this, like, you can see the blue from, like, I swear, a mile away. It like vibrates when you look at it. So you will see that. And then I'm just kind of walking through to sort of show you all the different other areas of the sculpture garden, but check it out. But that is a place that I knit this week. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about is that I am always filming, not always, I don't know in the dead of winter if I'll make it here. It's only 6 blocks from here, but I teach classes here at Dandelion Fiber Company, and it's my local yarn store. This is where I film my podcast. So today I'm filming in front of this gorgeous wall of Knitting for Olive. I mean, you can't go wrong. And I featured it also in this finished object. Another finished object before we go into fall. I'm sorry, I'm jumping all around. I'm kind of a squirrel today. The other finished object, oopsie, moving the camera a little bit. The other finished object I wanted to talk to you about is my Rota Sleeveless. So I did the Rota jumper, and then I just taught a class on this, and it's finishing up this week. And so I did the sleeveless, and I did it in this black colored Linn, which is a Sandness garn, linen viscose cotton. And this is fantastic. So I'll pop a picture of me wearing it here with these same linen pants. I love it. This is why I want it to get warmer, right? Because I want to be able to wear this puppy because it's so cute. So 2 finished objects for the week. One that I said that I was going to finish that I didn't finish, but it will be finished today, is the Donnie shirt. Now we're going to switch over to a little sewing. Welcome, Donnie. Isn't this so cute? So I have to finish the hem. I can't believe I made these little lapels. I can't believe I made this collar, this like inside liner. And here's the cute little sleeves. So this is all I have to finish on it. Attach the other sleeve and do the seaming, the side seaming, and then the bottom hem. That's it, then it's done. How cute. I think it'd be really cute with a pair of jeans. When I go back to school, I wanted to say this fall. This isn't really a fall looking garment, but I don't know. It feels chilly here, but fall's not here. I mean, I know I said that earlier, but I was just thinking that it's feeling like fall here, and it's not fall. It's still summer. We can still get into the 80s and the 90s here in Minneapolis. But it just, I don't know. It's nice to have the air conditioning off, but I digress. People in Minnesota like to talk about the weather. I'm not talking about the weather on this podcast, so sorry about that. All right. The knitting cue for fall. You ready for it? All right. I made the swatch for the Karla cape. Here it is. I think it goes like this. I used 2 strands of Nutiden, and it's too thick for me. So Nutiden Yarn, if you don't know, is an unspun yarn from Norway. And I have 2 colors. I have 500 grams of this. So I'll pop a picture up of Ann Ventzel. She's the creator of this beautiful garment. She designed it. And I'm using this single with a strand of like a similar color mohair. I think I'm going to use Knitting for Olive. I love their mohair. And then this gray is the other color. Where did I put that swatch? Oh, here it is. And so the gray will be held with mohair as well. So that is in my knitting queue for fall. And the reason why I want to do it this fall, I'm hoping to finish it. You know, it'll be kind of a chunkier garment. It's bigger for sure. It's oversized, but it would be nice to use it in, let's say, October and November as a jacket. Because if the snow doesn't fly before Thanksgiving, I will use this as a fall jacket. So that's why it's at the top of my list. Another thing that's at the top of my list is the Erin sweater. Pop a picture up right here. I have had my eye on this Irene Linn pattern for quite some time, and I have yarn for it. I won, I think I mentioned this in the last podcast. I won some yarn and this like huge gift pack from Rowan about 1.5 years ago, maybe 2 years ago, I can't remember. But it's Moordale, and it is British wool and British alpaca, and it's a DK weight, and I have 5 skeins of it. So I am going to Sacred Sheep on November 1st and 2nd, and that is one of the garments that I want to wear to Sacred Sheep. And this too. I want to be able to bring this one too by Ann Ventzel. So these two are on my queue kind of at the beginning. I don't know. I'm a squirrel, you guys. You can tell in this podcast too. I go from one thing to the next, and whatever kind of suits my fancy at the moment is what I tend to go for when it comes to casting things on. Next thing that is in my queue for fall, I want to use, I'm really trying to use up my stash so I can feature more yarns that are here at Dandelion Fiber Company because I do really love their palette of yarns here. But I have had this Lamb & Kid Todd, which is a DK. It is cashmere and yak. It's luscious. This color is Beetle. This color is Blueberry. And I really want to make this garment that was in the Lina magazine summer 2023. So it looks like a summer garment, but I don't care. I am using, this will be the navy, this will be the green, and it's called the Wave Sweater. And it's so beautiful. And it's by Thea Vesterby. So that is another garment that I would really love to finish here this fall and be able to wear. Because these are chunkier, not chunkier knits, but using DK weight, I feel like after this summer and all of the fingering weight, don't get me wrong, I love a fingering weight sweater or tee, but man, do they take a long time. They take a long time for me. It just feels like you don't get anywhere. The progress seems very slow, and so I welcome some of these like DK worsted weight garments. But I mean, how cute is that? I will love wearing that, especially the blue and the green. It just it screams private school uniform to me a little bit, just because one of my kids goes to private school, and the colors are exactly green and navy that he has to wear every day. So anyway, that is the third thing. So the Ann Ventzel Karla cape, the Thea Vesterby wave sweater, and the, wait, that's the second. The third is using, okay, where did I put that yarn? Oh yeah, here it is. Is using This Wing and a Prayer Farm. This is Peter Pan and Fam, 100% Cormo. I love Cormo. Have you knit with Cormo before? Just straight Cormo? This is fantastic. It's a worsted weight, and I am using it for this sweater right here. And I can't wait to make it. I'm in the mood for a little challenge, doing a little cables. This is called Widow's Kiss. I mean, can't go wrong. It is a pattern by Thea Colman. It was in her Baby Cocktails book. And I'm gonna use this that I got at Rhinebeck last year. I try to use this yarn within a year, especially when I go and I get it at a festival like Rhinebeck or Sacred Sheep or Shepherd's Harvest is something in the spring that we have here in Minneapolis. But so Widow's Kiss is the other sweater that I really want to make for fall. And then lastly, I am going to, I know it's cotton and I know it's pink, but I have been wanting to get something on the needles using this Buttercup cotton, 100% cotton, organic cotton from Purl Soho, discontinued yarn. I have 5 skeins of it. I meant to cast something on this spring, but got distracted with all my other things that I was knitting, both as samples here for the store and for my classes. But using and then pairing it with this Knitting for Olive compatible cashmere. So I knit a swatch, and the swatch looks like this. And the feel of it, people, it's like butter. It's like putting butter on your skin, which for me, you've heard me say that before in this podcast if you've watched. I love it. So Ozetta came out with a new pattern, and I bought it. I'm a sucker for 10% of the proceeds going to something, and she is calling this sweater the Sadie sweater. So here's a picture right here. Simple, simple, simple. I'm hoping it's like a sweatshirty type feel. That's what I'm going for. Something you can just throw on at home when you're feeling a little chilled. Something I can use all year round, even though it doesn't have wool in it. And the 10% of the proceeds, I think, on this pattern, maybe just this weekend or maybe for the long haul, are going to the Hawaiian monk seal refuge. So I guess, I don't know if Haley from Ozetta is visiting there, or I don't know. Anyhow, only 1,400 of those monk seals remain, and so this is for a little benefit for the longevity or the refuge for the monk seals. So I'm all about it. I'm gonna do it. Why not? But I love the pattern and the design as well. So those are the five for fall. I better get going. That I am probably gonna cast on. For sure the Irene Linn, for sure this one, because I really want to get going on it so I can wear it as a jacket this fall. All right, so what do I have on the needles right now? I am still like working on some of my FOs that have been sitting on the needles forever, but one thing that I casted on is just yesterday, I've made quite a bit of progress, is this is the back. This is by Gregoria Fibers, picture right here. And it's the Ingrid summer sweater. This was in my queue for summer, and why not? I can still wear it in the fall. It's I'm making it with the color Kitt of the Linn yarn, which is by Sandness Garn. We carry it here in the store that I work at. And the feel of this, that's what I also knit. What was it? This is also Linn. But this is just luscious. It's cotton linen viscose. It's almost cool to the touch. And it's a very, like, you can memorize the pattern. It's a 10-stitch repeat with these little eyelets. And I think it's gonna be the perfect thing for me to have on the needles when I am traveling this next week, when I bring my son to school. We will have like a 6-hour drive. I'm flying back so I can get back for school starting on the 26th. But I am really looking forward to just having something that will just soothe my soul as I travel and bring him to school with my husband. All right, let's talk a little bit about acquisitions. So I want to talk about, there's another local yarn store in the Twin Cities by the name of Harriet and Alice. And it is about 15 minutes from here. It's in a city suburb right outside of Minneapolis, the southern port of Minneapolis, portion of Minneapolis, and it's called Harriet and Alice. And it's owned by a woman named Kate. Hi, Kate, if you're watching this. And Kate had some discontinued yarn by Spincycle called Versus, and she had a ton of it. It retails for $30. You know, Spincycle's a little spendier. You get what you pay for. It's beautiful yarn. I'm not going to say that anything bad about it, but this is a discontinued yarn. So this is Versus. Versus is a DK weight, pretty light DK, I would say. 100% fine wool, 200 yards in a skein, and I got 8 of them in this color called Beets and Bears. Now, I wouldn't generally choose this. I can't say I don't wear yellow because look what I'm wearing right now, but this is like a gray and yellow marl, and I'm so intrigued by how it will knit up. Now, do I know what I'm gonna knit with it? No. Got any ideas? Write it in the comments, please. It's a DK weight. I have tons of it, 7 skeins, like 1,400 yards of it. And then I also got 2 of these called Ebb and Flow. Now this is more my vibe, this blue, but they only had 2, so I snagged them up. Ooh, I have to go back. I said it retails for $30 a skein. Guess how much I paid? $7 a skein. You kidding me? What? Yeah, $7 a skein. So these are the 2 colorways that I have. I don't know, do you think that I could stripe them? Like, I only have 400 yards of this, 1,400 yards of this. I don't know, maybe. Or I thought of just doing like a DRK everyday sweater, which is Andrea Mowry's everyday, just round neck pullover, and just do this. I could do this just as a little like 1 row here on the sleeves and then on the bottom hem. Is it too contrasting? I don't know. I'm gonna do some swatching, but I do love it. And so it is, much to my husband's dismay, I'm going to use acquisitions. So that is some yarn that I acquired this week. Some other yarn that I ended up getting is from, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Oonling. I think it's called Oonling. Oonling is I think they have a storefront in Sweden, Scandinavian country, and I love their yarn. I've purchased it before. Even though it's international shipping, I got free shipping because I spent enough. But I got 3 different colorways. I'm gonna put them up here. I got beige, I got charcoal gray, and I got very light gray. All right, what am I gonna make with it? I already know. Usually, I only purchase yarn when I have something in mind. I don't spontaneously buy very often at all. Like when I go to Sacred Sheep, the teacher and me will have a little Google sheet printout with the picture of the pattern, what I need as far as yardage and weight. And it will even have like a little sleeve cover over the top and put in a binder. I will have it. And the reason I do that is because, yes, I do have a lot of stash yarn, but that's because I changed my mind or I used something else or somebody gave me this as a gift or whatever it might be. But most of the yarn that I have in my stash is designated for something. So like for instance, when I went to Rhinebeck last year, I bought both Spincycle yarn and the corresponding yarn for the pressed flowers cardigan. It's still in my queue, not in my fall queue, because it's going to take me a little bit longer because it's mosaic knitting and it's a cardigan. But I do have a purpose for it. Like, I have an idea set aside for that yarn. But I digress on that issue as well. So for this beautiful Oonling yarn, I purchased, it's called, I think they're discontinuing this yarn, so I had to be really mindful about how much I was buying and what colors and what I was using it for, because it's being discontinued. So I got it for like $6.60 a skein. So with these 3 colors, I'm gonna take the light gray, the very light gray that I showed you just a minute ago, and the charcoal gray, and I'm gonna make the Ventzel Robina Light sweater. I'll put a picture right here. I love that sweater. I've always thought it was beautiful. I've already cast it on for the heavier version. And so that is a languishing FO that I will finish this winter, but that one is super thick. Like, I'm gonna maybe struggle a little bit wearing that weight of yarn unless it's like 30 below in Minneapolis, which will happen. So I'm gonna make that Robina Light with the light gray and the charcoal gray. And then, have you knit the festival sweater by Petite Knit? I love this sweater. I've already knit one before with Brooklyn Tweed DK. And I did it exactly like this sample where it was cream and black, and I get so many compliments on it and I love it. So I have this DK Oonling number 15. It's a 100% merino DK weight yarn, and I am going to make another festival. I'm kind of crazy about brown and black mixed. I got the beige for the main color, and then I got the charcoal gray for the cute little, like, whatever deals, like stripes. And I loved making that sweater. I kind of messed up on the pattern a little bit, but now I know. So no messing up again, live and learn. But I do get a lot of compliments on that sweater, and I feel like it's just a standard in my closet. So you can see that except for these 2 things, I kind of have a muted palette for fall. Like, I mean, this is white and gray. This one's gray for the Irene Linn sweater. Ooh, I got a little bit of color here. I got navy, but I got a little pop of this Beetle color. That's okay. But for the most part, a lot of the things that I'm knitting are kind of falling in more of muted tones. And the reason that I'm doing that is because I want these sweaters to last me forever. I don't want to decide that I don't like that color anymore, because I have always loved cream. I have always loved gray. I have always loved like a sandy brown color. So I'm kind of coming back a little bit on all of the bright colors to be a little bit more practical about mixing and matching of what I can wear it with as well. And I think one of the inspirations that brings me to that is watching those twins who knit. I'll link their podcast again. I think I mentioned them before too. They do a lot of browns, grays, ivory, cream, like all of, and I'm always so like, I need to do more of that every time I watch them. So they are kind of my inspiration to kind of go back to, some more muted and natural colors, and not anything so bright and vibrant, just for a little bit, see how much I like it. Let's move on to my favorite things. The funny thing I have to say about my favorite things is that people are coming up to me who watch the podcast that say, your podcast is costing me a lot of money. You don't have to buy these. I give you the links, but it is intriguing, and it is really a fun little piece for me to share the things that I really love. I'm not telling you to go out and buy them, but they are favorites. Now, today, let's see, I have like maybe 4. Wait, 1, 2, 4. I need to talk about this. I got it when I got my hair cut. It's from a company called R Plus Co, and it's a pomade stick. And you're like, what? What's a pomade stick? Well, it looks like this. And I literally, so where my part is right here, you probably saw in my other podcasts, I have all these little baby hairs because I lose a ton of hair. I just do, but then I grow it back. So I have all this regrowth within right here that just like sticks up all the time. And I try to down baby, but they don't do it. Like they're constantly just like, psh. So my stylist, Allie, told me about this, and she uses it when she does my hair, when she cuts my hair, and you can like rub it on your hand and do this so those little baby hairs don't come up, or you can also just like literally rub it along your part so those little baby hairs don't come up. But favorite thing, I think they're like 20 bucks. I'll leave a link to them, but I bought it at the place where I get my hair cut. Okay, so my next favorite thing is this gauge swatch. I am a gauge swatcher. I live by it. I've been burned too many times about knitting a garment when I don't gauge swatch. And I just feel like I hate it when I don't because I want it to fit perfectly. So this is by Knitter's Pride. You can see it right here. My friend Nell bought it for me. I don't know where she got it, but you know that I'll try to put a link for it if I can find it. But the thing I love about it the most is when you are checking, let's see if I can show you. When you are checking a gauge swatch, it magnifies it. So here it shows 2 inches. And it magnifies the stitches so you can count them better. I use it all the time. I think she might have got it at a yarn shop, a local yarn store called The Yarnery in St. Paul here in Minnesota. But it's by Knitter's Pride, and I'll try to put a link in the show notes so you can locate it if you want to. Okay, the other one is, it's sort of a quirky, weird thing, but I have to tell you about it because I think it's brilliant. Now, you know that I'm bringing my son to school. I know I keep talking about it. This we got, and I think it's going to be like a 10, like 10 out of 10. So this is a little, like, it's a little safe that you can open up, and you can put cash. You could put medication that you don't want anyone to steal. And it's such a good idea, you guys. It's such a good idea. So kids can have something that is completely 100% secure. Not that you don't trust your roommate, but you know, people are in and out of rooms all the time, and things just disappear sometimes is what I'm hearing. Like, this is my first rodeo. I'm bringing my first kid to college. But I read about this on and I also heard about it on a podcast that I listened to of a woman who was talking about bringing her child to school. And then you can put this like around something that, you know, because someone could just take this, right? But you can put this around and you can lock it onto there, and like maybe it's their bed frame or something. But I bought it on Amazon. It's by Master Lock. You can reprogram it, but all of their stuff can go in here. You don't have to put your phone or whatever, but you know, if you have valuables and maybe you're going home for the weekend, who knows? But I bought it for my son. He thinks I'm crazy, but he's gonna love it. You know how we always say that. Anyhow, I do really think it's a good idea. Anyhow, it's just like this tiny little safe, and they can put stuff in there they don't want people messing with. And I'm deeming it as one of my favorite things because I do think it's a really brilliant idea that students living in a dorm with people coming in and out, maybe they don't lock their doors all the time. I don't know, college has changed since I went to school in my little Lutheran liberal arts school up north in Moorhead, Minnesota. Things have changed, right? I mean, there's valuables, there's cash, there's credit card, there's medication. There's all these things that they want to be able to keep track of and don't want to have the risk of someone walking away with it. So this is going to be my favorite thing, even though it's for him. It's my favorite thing. And then lastly that I'm going to leave you with is, it's a feeling that is one of my favorite things. And I don't want to get teared up when I talk about it, but it's that feeling you get. It's that warm and fuzzy feeling that you get that would be feeling like this. Let me describe this scenario. So he's leaving soon. So I snuggle up, and this isn't weird, like I'm his mom. So I always say goodnight to my boys, no matter what, no matter if we have been feuding about something, no matter how late it is, I always say goodnight to them. And I went up to say goodnight to my son who's leaving, and I snuggied in his bed. He was just like doing something on his computer, and just laid with him. And you know, it's just one of those tender moments where he's like, will you please just rub my head for 3 minutes? Of course. But it is one of my favorite things, and I'm cherishing these moments right now as I think that he's leaving in 11 days. And it's that it is probably one of my favorite things. It's something you cannot purchase, but it's those tender moments in your life with the people that you love. And I can't describe it any better. And so it was this moment this week where I was laying in his bed with him and rubbing his hair, and it's just those times that we take for granted sometimes. So I'm going to leave you with this. Find those tender moments, cherish them, hug the people you love, tell them that you love them, and keep on knitting. Have a great week. I'll see you next time. Bye. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I am so humbled with the 200 subscribers and the people who are leaving me comments from around the world, like Australia, that are so sweet and kind. And I think those moments that we can be kind to one another also, do it, because it's all about where we knit, and it's all about kindness. Have an awesome week. Bye.